In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make the wheel for the toy train. So let's get started here. The first thing I'm going to do, as you know I've been doing for the train project, is I'm going to insert a canvas so I can see all the numbers. So I'm going to insert canvas. Now this is something you do not have to do. Okay, you probably have instructions from your instructor. So I'm going to grab this one first, and I have two of them I'm going to bring in. I'm going to put it on that face. I'm going to look at that face. And we're going to stretch it a little up. We're going to stretch it a little bit bigger so we can see the numbers. There we go. And I'm going to move it up and out of the way here. Okay, I'm going to bring a second canvas in. Again, I'm going to put it on there. I'll stretch it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to also move this one up and out of the way. And let me flip that around. There we go. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start off with a new sketch right there. Since this is a round object, again, I'm going to be looking at this. I'm going to make this shape right here. So I'm going to use the revolve command. It's going to be the only way you're going to be able to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a line. Start at my origin. I'm going to bring that line straight across. It does not matter how big this line is going to be. This is going to be my axis. This is going to be this center line right here. That's going to go right through the center of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this, and what I'm going to see is, oh, I can see a kind of a square shape or a rectangle with another rectangle cut out of the side of it. So that's how I'm going to start off here. So I'm going to start off with, actually, I'm going to start off with another line. I'm going to bring that straight down like that. And that way I can start my rectangle right on there. So I'm going to draw a regular rectangle. So let's go back and look at these numbers. Well, from this center line down to where this intersects right here, it gives me a distance of 1.0. So I'm going to put that in. So let's go back. I'm going to dimension from that center line down to this edge, 1.0. There we go, 1.0. What I need to know is what the diameter is of this hole, because that's going to say where the other part of that line is going to be. So I need to find the diameter of the hole. So that's why I brought in this other drawing. This other drawing shows me the diameter of the hole right here, and it's diameter 0.28. Right? But I'm going to have half of that because I only need the radius. I'm only drawing half my circle. So I'm going to dimension from this line to this line, 0.28 divide by 2. Let the computer do the work for me. So there's my first square or rectangle. I'm going to draw another rectangle on the inside here. And we're going to dimension that. So let's go back and see what our dimensions are. Well, it says from this center line, so we're taking everything from the center line to this far edge, 0.75. From the center line to the other edge, we're going to say it's 0.25. So let's go back and let's put those dimensions in. So dimension from our center line to that far edge, we said was going to be 0.75. From that center line again to the close edge, we said it's going to be 0.25. Okay. Now, if we look at our wheel, we're going to kind of see that the end there is rounded off. So this is how easy it's going to be. I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to start right at the center. There's my little triangle. That's the center point. I'm going to just bring my circle right out to the edge there. Right out the edge. I'm going to hit OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim out some stuff. So I'm going to trim out that part of the circle, that part of that rectangle, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to trim out those two pieces right there. So now I'm looking at this. You can kind of see that my shape is kind of looking like this shape right here. I need to do a couple other things. When I look at it carefully, it says rounded, 0.0625. And if I look at it, that's all those little edges in there. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to round that using a fillet. Okay, so using a fillet. So I'm going to go into Modify, Fillet. So I'm going to grab my fillet command. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to click on these two edges. And right now it says 0.5. I know it's 0.0625. So I'm going to type that in. I'm going to do the same thing on the other ones. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab that line and that line. Oh, I'm going to go back to grab fillet, sorry. Fillet. that line, and that line. 0.0625. Now I could have also done this in 3D. Okay, I could have done this in 3D, but I'm going to do it in 2D right here. So fill it. I'll pick this line and that line. 0.0625 again. And the last two lines will be this line and this line. And we'll grab this line and that line. 0.0625. There we go. Nice and smooth. So you can kind of see our shape right here. And if we go back up, you can kind of see that's what it's looking right up there. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this sketch. I'm going to go up to my revolve command. It grabs my shape. It's asking me for my axis, so I'm going to select my axis. We'll hit OK. And now we'll go to our home view. And you can see, ooh, there's my wheel, kind of looking like this one up here. So there's a couple things we can do next. We can either A, put this peg on, or we can put these cutouts on. Maybe I'm going to put these cutouts on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new sketch. And I'm going to pick this flat face right here. And pick that flat face. Now, if I go back to my home view and I look at this picture, I'm going to do this first cutout because it's going to say from this horizontal line, I'm going to go up 15 degrees, and that's going to be this edge. I'm going to go up 30 degrees. That's going to be the other edge. I have a curved surface here, and one of my curves, the outside is 0.625, right? And the inside of that curve is 0.37, but that's a radius. Both those are radiuses, 0.625 and 0.37. So we got to be careful when we put these in. All right, so let's go back and let's look at this surface. So the first thing is I'm going to put a line in from here straight over. That's my horizontal line. I'm going to put two more lines in from the center straight up here. Now I can kind of bring this down so I can get 15 degrees. If not, I can go back up and I can put a degree in it. I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to dimension it. I'm going to make one more line from here up, and that should be 30 degrees, and I could probably get to it real quick. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to have to change that a little bit. So now I can just go up and dimension from here to here. That one should be 15 degrees, and between these two should be 30 degrees. So there we go. There's our angles. I'm going to put in two circles. My outside one and then my inside one. And I'm starting from the center of my part. So dimension. We said this one was 0.625, but that was the radius. So we need to double it. So I'm going to hit times 2. Okay. Let's go up. Let me see what my other one is. And I can see the inside of this circle is radius 0.375. So let's go back and look. Let's go dimension that inner circle. So we'll go back to dimension. 0.37 times 2. There's my inner circle. So now I'm looking pretty good. Let's trim out some stuff that we don't need. So let's trim out this big circle and that big circle. And if I want, I can trim out some of these little lines. And that way you'll be able to see the shape popping up. There you go. Now you can kind of see that shape. So I'm just going to finish this sketch. Now I could do a circle pattern in 2D, but I'm going to do my circle pattern in 3D because I'm going to show you something a little different. So I'm going to extrude that shape. I'm going to go to my home view and I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to take it that way. And how far I'm going to take it, we'll go up here. I'm going to hit all. So I'm going to cut it all the way out and we'll hit OK. All right. So let's go look at it. There is my cutout. So next thing I do, I need 6 of these. All right. If I look at my picture, let's see, 1 up here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, and 1 over here. That means 6. I need 6 of these. I can look at this picture here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 6 of those. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do mine in 3D. So I'm going to go create. I'm going to slide down to pattern, and I'm going to pick circular pattern. Now, I need to grab that shape, but that's not a body. That is actually a feature. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to slide down to feature. And I want that feature. So I'm going to go into isometric view so you can kind of see what I'm going to do. So I want to grab that feature right there. I can also come down and grab it down here. So I can grab that feature, select my axis. So my axis is going to be that center one. Oop, I didn't grab my feature. Let me grab that again. There we go. So I grabbed my feature. I grabbed it from down here in the timeline, or you can grab it up here. You can highlight it. My X is going to be down here. How many do I need? I need 6. Enter. And now you can see that I have my 6 little cutouts. Okay, we need that little peg, and then we're done. So I need this little peg sitting right here. And it says the center of that peg is from the center of the wheel over 0.7. So let's go and look at the side here. I'm going to make a new sketch right in this lower face. I'm going to make a line from here straight over. I'm going to dimension it, and we're going to dimension that to that 0.7. So go dimension that line, 0.7. Next, I know I need a circle right here. So I'm going to start a circle at the end of that line. We're going to pop that out. All right, let's go see what our circle has to be. Now I'm going to look at this little tiny diagram here, and it's going to say, hey, my outside circle, which is this one here, it's pointing to this dimension, which I know you can't see because of the wheel, but it's 0.25. Okay, so the diameter of that circle is 0.25, and it sticks out 0.25. So let's go back to our picture. Let's dimension it. That circle we just put in, 0.25. Okay, we're done with it. We've got it stuck in there. Let's finish our sketch. Let's go to our home view so we can see what's going on. Let's go to extrude. And I'm going to turn this a little bit because I have my canvas in the way. So I'm going to go extrude. And I want to make sure I grab all these little pieces. And how far am I bringing that out? Well, first of all, I got to make sure it's going to be joined. And I'm going to bring that out 0.25. Okay. Let's go see what else we have right here. Here we go. We have another piece sticking out. It's sticking out 0.125, and that diameter is 0.125. So that's pretty easy. So let's do a new sketch right on top of that peg. We're going to do a new circle, and we're going to start right at the center there. We'll bring out our circle, and you can see that it's concentric because there's that little symbol, so that's what we need. We'll dimension that, 0.125. We are done. We're going to finish our sketch. We're going to go back into our isometric view. We'll zoom in a little bit. Extrude that smaller circle. That's coming out 0.125. We are almost done. Let's see what we have left. We have this little hole right here. That hole is 0.0625, and it goes in 0.25. So I'm going to make a new sketch. We'll zoom in on top of that little nub that I made right there. We'll slide it over. I'll make a circle right in the center there. And that circle is going to be 0.0625. We are now done with that. Finish our sketch. We're going to extrude that circle. We're going to go in, and we're going to go in 0.25. There we go. I'm going to turn off my 2 canvases. So I'm going to come down my canvas. I'm just going to suppress them. And now you can see that I have my wheel done. I might even change the color of this. So I'll go up to modify, or I can go to my color wheel, physical. I'm going to fusion appearances. I'm going to slide down. I'm going to grab paint, glossy, and maybe I'll make this one green. I'm going to drag my green on top of it. Close. And now make sure I hit save. And we're going to call this wheel. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.